2012, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria passed a bill seeking to cater for the safety, health, and welfare of Nigerian workers through the Labor Safety, Health and Welfare Bill. Apart from empowering the National Council of Occupational Safety and Health to implement measures in workplaces, it also compels employers to pay a fine of 5 million naira or imprisonment of 3 years to any person killed or who suffers severe injury resulting from a contravention by the employer. But how much attention has been given to the issue of occupational safety and health beyond the bills and the laws? Let's talk about that on this episode of Big Story. I'm Ini John Mekwa. The International Labour Organization statistics show that a worker dies every 15 seconds, while 153 workers have work-related accidents every 15 seconds globally. It further reveals that 6,300 people die daily as a result of occupational accidents or work-related diseases. The organization estimates that occupational accidents and diseases result in annual 4% loss in global gross domestic product, or about $2.8 trillion in direct and indirect costs of injuries and diseases globally. Occupational safety and health is not strange in Nigeria. However, records of incidents indicate that it is an issue which needs to be tackled, especially in factories.
Rating Nigeria at this stage, I would say we have not performed well comparatively by our very status in the Committee of Nations within the region of West Africa, within the African continent, and within the global sphere. Nigerians have not really taken advantage of efforts by government and other agencies of government and non-governmental agencies too, their efforts towards making the people aware. Awareness drive has not produced a commensurate consciousness within the populace. And if you look at Nigeria from industrial considerations, we find out that the workers themselves, the percentage of the workforce that are safety conscious or exhibited safety consciousness in their work are relatively low. So if you look at the informal sector, it becomes even very lamentable. The welder in the street, the mechanic, the carpenter. You look at all forms of economic activities within the informal sector. You can imagine the woman roasting corn or bolle, they call it, on the street, is sitting there, or the woman frying akara, and so on. They inhale a lot of smoke. And they do that. If a woman is to inhale such volume of smoke continuously for 5 years, for 10 years, soon there will be chronic manifestation of that exposure, health-wise. Now we are concerned because the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, by its very objectives, functions, and powers, as established in the Act, is meant to promote safety management, regulate safety management, set standards, carry out researches, advise employers on the qualifications to be obtained by those seeking to be employed and to practice as safety professionals. And then we are also concerned about the encroachment of quacks into safety management. And a lot of certifications fly around the country. And many people are taking advantage of that.
Scars from the fire of a steel-making furnace is what Christopher ABIODUN has to live with for the rest of his life. When he resumed work in a Chinese-owned company in Lagos on the first day of October 2017, he had no inclination that this day would end with burnt body and about a month in the hospital.
It's a company where they met iron. So I work as a cook department, as a frontman there. So after, during the process, then there's a erotic iron down. They put a crane put inside the pot. So the iron now went explode. So they now slashed all over my body. So then I was rushed to hospital. All my face, I put all my PPE, which is helmet, safety shoe with the gas, with the hand glove, but everything went burnt. Even though I put on 4 cloth, everything went burnt. So after them, so they now rushed me down to military hospital when I spent 1 month. Right now I'm not feeling okay because now with the mouth now I don't feel okay with the mouth because I can't eat well now. At night I find it difficult to sleep, itch all over my body. And even though the ear now, can't you see at my jaw now, there's a scarf coming out there now. So and it pinches me. I can't move the neck well now. I can't bend the neck well. And with the palm, I find it difficult to lift something now.
For the incident with Christopher, the Lagos State Safety Commission has since waded in to expose why the incident took place with the aim to forestall recurrence among other issues.
We were able to carry out a thorough investigation of what led to that. And I still have a copy of the report of the investigation, and we wanted to plan to do a comprehensive safety audit of the place, and they said the management has gone to China, that we should wait. Then we reported the matter to Sun and then some other agencies. I think Sun went there